Hello there you guys, this is part 2 to my video of me recreating my makeup look right here, where I unintentionally looked like Marilyn Monroe, and so yeah, this is me recreating it. And in this part, as you can see, I already did my foundation and brows and also the skin. It's looking wonderful and I'm very happy that I found a brand new sponge. It's giant, as you can see. It's already deflating because it's been 2 hours and I had a long walk with my dog after I did all this in part 1, which is linked to this video. Of course, in the description down below if you'd like to watch it, I gave a lot of different beautiful tips about how to get the perfect skin and also just in general. And in this part, since that part took me more than an hour to film, we're going to be doing the lips and eyes, which also require lots of attention, and I really hope that I can recreate it at the best of my abilities. So since the lips will be drying for a very long time, I'm gonna be using this Haus Labs, what's it called? Atomic Shake lip lacquer. In fact, it says even in the name to shake it. I have another shade here. I purchased all of her shades. This one is the one that suits me the best. It's the blue red. So basically what you want to do is grab yourself a clean napkin and a very clean mirror that you can see very clearly what you're doing up close into. It's so nice to wake up early and to go for a walk. I went for a walk. It was 6 in the morning and I came back. It's 8 o'clock, actually already 9. Guess it was like 3 hours, whatever. I walked out, it was 6:30 and I came back at 8:30. So now what I'm doing right here is tapping off the axis with this specific lip. You want to shake it before you use it to really activate the formula. Best part about it is that it dries just like a normal liquid lipstick would, so it's non-stick, transfer proof and everything, but it has a glowy finish, just like a lip gloss, so it's fantastic. And so here we're really using the Marilyn Monroe method. So apply a layer, dry it, apply another, and like that until you are happy with the consistency basically. So I'm gonna come closer to the camera. I just moisturized my lips with the moisturizer because this does dry out your lips a little. See, like it has to be pretty much dry, otherwise it's just gonna be running on your skin and you don't want that. And plus I outlined my lips, let me just show you. The Haus Labs bronzer, the one that I'm using, is in the shade Light Level 2, which is the coolest, lightest shade that she has. And so basically you take and you overline your lips with the bronzer, which is very buildable. I covered that in part 1. And just go over this once again. Make sure that it's really blended into your skin. This way you can actually overline your lips with just this one product. And it won't really look that obvious that you overlined, because just creating this shadow kind of around the lips tricks the eye into thinking that your lips are large just because they are giving off a shadow, and usually the lips have to be really large to be given off a shadow. See, like the more I draw it, the more you can see on camera that my lips are getting visibly larger. Even though if you look sideways, they're still the same. And it gives an illusion of volume to your lips, really. Which is what you get when your lips get larger. My lips are super duper natural, by the way. Okay, so we're gonna really take off the axis here. Don't mind my shaky hands, I just had a liter of coffee this morning. Okay, so now, looking closely in the mirror what you're doing. The first layer is the most important one, and if you don't feel confident and you usually like do it with a lip liner first, I guess you might do it, but do it with a lip liner that dries too, because otherwise you're going to disrupt this formula. It really needs to absorb into your skin and grab onto your skin. That's why I'm overlining the lips with a bronzer, and it really works well. It's really natural, as you can tell. Even in person, it's really undetectable. Okay, trying to see the natural shape of my lips, which you're going to see in a moment very clearly because I'm going to draw over it. And just ever so slightly, I don't overline in the center because for me I have a cupid's bow that's really obvious. I overline here where the skin is very flat, and so I make my lips visibly larger on this side. Here I keep it natural, and the lower lip I just don't overline it at all because it's just ever so slightly larger than my top lip, so I only need to overline and even out these little pieces of lips, which this one is ever so slightly smaller or larger. I'm not sure which one is smaller or larger, but anyway, correcting the little slight, almost undetectable asymmetric trait of mine. Okay, hope you can see it. Okay, I really need to dip in again, making sure that I really remove all the excess. Okay. And also make sure that you connect the lips in these corners, because otherwise they're just gonna be looking smaller if you don't connect here. Especially when you're doing a darker color, it makes your lips visibly smaller already. So okay, you can already see the effect. Okay, now you really see the undertone of this lipstick, which is a blue-red, which kind of gives off a bit purplish, kind of. It's kind of sheer, and it will be nice too, but don't let it dry down just yet. Apply another layer, and with this lipstick it's very important that you go over your lips and make sure that you have an even layer of it. Otherwise it's going to be chunky, like it stays where you put it. It's almost as if a liquid lipstick got mixed with a setting spray. It's really sticky. So it's kind of like applying nail polish. Think about that. But it's really good when you do it well. So even layers, one after the other, and not letting the first layer dry down completely before you go in with the second. Just a little bit, like it's almost dry now, because I used the tissue right here. So immediately I'll go in with another layer, and we'll let that one dry down if we like it. If not, I'm gonna keep doing the thing with the tissue until I'm happy with it. The trick that I just did with the finger helps you to avoid getting your teeth stained by the lipstick. Yes, I'm gonna stop at the third layer for now. I'm happy with it. Now, if you look at this picture, it was night time, obviously. Right here, the lipstick is shining. And it's the same lipstick. There's no filters on this picture. It's literally the same lipstick. The reason I did the lipstick first is because it will take a lot of time for it to dry down. And so while I'm not doing anything like drinking or anything at all, I want it to dry. Because right now we're gonna go on to the eyes. The eyes, right here, you can see that I have a bit of an eyeliner. And the key to the perfect eyeliner is to smudge it with your eyeshadow brush, kinda, to make it look perfect. And plus the false lashes, they correct it visually too. And here really there's lots of shimmers, which is this Diamond Bomb by Fenty Beauty in the shade How Many Carats, which is the white shade. I just take it with my fingers and use it as an eyeshadow topper. But first we have to talk about the eyes. How to make your eyes look visibly larger according to the Marilyn Monroe method. So first of all, I take again this Haus beautiful bronzer, and I take it on my pencil brush. This is a real go-to Bristol brush, which is great for your eyeshadow, for picking up powders. They're really good, especially if they're like short and stiff, like not the hairs themselves. The hairs are very soft, but when it's packed like this, and when the hairs of the brush are short and kind of like stiff yet soft to the touch, stiff like packed together, you get the perfect effect of the eyeshadow application. This is from a set that I got on Amazon. I'll link it down below for you. So this method right here is you want to feel where your eye is, and right here you want to trace a line kind of from the center of your eye, maybe even into these fine lines a little bit, kind of hide them. The more you want to hide them, the more kind of darker you're gonna pick out your brownish shadow. You can also get it with a more purplish undertone, still brown, that will give an even more natural effect, especially if you're cool toned like me. I just use this bronzer because since it's so buildable, kind of invisible on the skin, it does its job, but it's not, it doesn't look like dirt, which is what eyeshadow looks like underneath my eyes. Now here we continue, because imagine that you have very long lashes, which is what you're gonna have if you glue on some false lashes. The shadow, if the light was falling from above, would fall from the lashes right here. So you continue and you do a little fling here. Plus Marilyn Monroe's eyes were drooping. Mine are upturned, but still I do this fling kind of like that. Now you can't really see it, but it does its job because it's already enlarging my eyes. Now I'm gonna put this on the side for a second, and I'm gonna take my favorite eyeshadow brush. This has been with me for years now, and I'm not sure where I got it from, but it's so good. So it's flat like this. It's a flat, basically short concealer brush, or maybe normal concealer brush, whatever. But I mean, it's so soft. I can tell it's natural bristles, but it's like so good. Like it's, see? I don't know if you can see, but it's holding the eyeshadow so well. For the eyeshadow, I have two palettes right here. I'm not sure what I used in this makeup that I'm trying to recreate right here, but this is the Ultra Lavender by Morphe, and another Morphe palette here is the No Silent Nights palette. So here I get my browns mostly from here, and with violets, which I really like because my natural undertone is kind of violet in my skin because I'm that cool toned. See, these colors, they suit me the best. So what I do is I like to take some dark brown eyeshadow. They all have a purple undertone to some extent. Then I'm gonna take some purple eyeshadow as well, dip back in here, maybe a little bit of this, whatever. Make a mixture of eyeshadows that you feel like is going to suit your tone, and you want it to be a bit cooler but not too cool toned. It has to go well with your eyes. So if you know that, for example, orange goes very well with your eyes, you might perhaps pick a warmer brown. If you know that blue goes well with your eyes, then a cooler toned brown, again, but something brown. It has to be natural. So what I do is I pack the eyeshadow. You see what I'm doing, like almost like a painting brush, and I dip back into the main colors a little bit here and there, the same ones, and I start packing it on the brush, and I really put it in the brush, like I can see the powder disappear into the bristles of this brush. So now with very clean fingers, you want to lift up your lid like this, so that you are exposing your, from here, from the center of your eyes to the outer corner, lash line, upper lash line, right here. And you want to put it in between your natural upper lashes, because that's what's going to give this full lash effect. Even underneath the eyeliner, underneath anything, this is the perfect base. Try this and let me know how it goes. And from here you can also start forming an eyeshadow fling. Just make sure that you do it more upwards than you think that it's needed, because otherwise it's just going to be turned too downwards if you don't do it more up than you see. Like, it's already a perfect eyeliner wing there. And on top of that, you can just take your black eyeliner and just repeat that shape. It's going to be perfect. I'm going to bring it forwards, and obviously we're trying to visibly enlarge the eye. So you see that my crease is right here. I'm not going to paint here. Here I'm gonna put white to make it look as if my eye is larger, so the crease isn't here, it's actually here. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm gonna just ever so lightly trace with looking actually also close up in the mirror. Trace this cat eye shape which goes upwards, so where your brow bone is. And for that I recommend that you kind of get rid of these little hairs of eyebrows if you feel like it. I personally did, because my natural brows, they grow all the way to here, like down here they grow. So I just shaved the underneath and it's perfect. But I sometimes let them grow because I also like my natural brows. It depends on my mood. Now I'm drawing. Since this picture was taken in the evening and the lighting was really weird, it was colored, kind of pink light or something. Plus I'm standing next to a fireplace here, so the lighting really is affected by all of that. So it's really hard to tell which colors I picked, but most likely it was something of this kind. So here the shape, you want it to be really blurred, but you still want to make a specific shape, which is bring your natural crease upwards, like this. And then here you want to bring it to the corner of your eyebrow. And the eyebrow does not have to go too much downwards. So if you take your something straight like a brush and you go from the outer corner, this right here of your nose, to the outer corner of your eye, the next point is your eyebrow. You want to finish it ever so slightly higher so that your eyes are visually uplifted, upturned, because that is what visually snatches your face and gives you a visual facelift. Even sideways does the same effect, and actually looks cleaner and better from sideways. It doesn't look like it's dirt. It actually looks like the eyeshadow is in the right place. Trust me, it's verified. I verified it over the years of looking at myself in the mirror and analyzing what looks best. And I do makeup on other people as well, sometimes when they let me, and it always comes out great. And I kinda use this method for everybody, kinda every time. Now I want to make it a little bit warmer. And as you can see, there is no fallout at all because the eyeshadow brush is just so good at picking up the dust, which is the shadow, the powder, right? So there's no fallout at all that I can see. Not at all. Now I'm gonna take this bronzer by Lady Gaga and just put my middle finger in it. Press on it. So I have a little bit on my finger. I'm just gonna blur this whole thing in the crease with the bronzer. Just immediately bronzing up and warming up the look, and kind of blend and blend and blend until it looks smooth. Maybe a little more like dark brown is the best kind of thing that you can put. Plus my eyes are very cool toned, so if I can maybe get some warmer tone brown eyeshadow like this one right here, which is very warm toned. Just gonna take it on the tip of my brush. You see my lips haven't even dried yet, like I can feel they're still drying. So keep that in mind whenever you're using the Haus Labs Atomic Shake Lip Lacquer lipstick. Okay, so with this warm brown, very warm, gonna go right here because I feel like this is just gonna make my eyes pop. Yeah, immediately on the other side because I don't want to like dip into that thing again, kinda lazy with it. And I'm doing this with eyes because I can feel it, that it's going in the right spot. I'm gonna dip back into the same colors that I had before and continue my kinda like thing on the other side as well. I wanted to leave the other side blank for you to see the difference, but I think you can already tell, right, that my eyes are looking visibly larger. Now here, this spot right here, like right after your eye ends, here on top, where the brow bone meets the crease, that's the darkest and the most matte part of the eye. It has to be the darkest and the most matte and the most cool toned, because this part here, usually the skin is just too much. You want to make it smaller so that it looks like your eye is kind of going out. This is what visibly elongates the eye. And then you paint outwards because you want the strokes to be going kind of out, higher, not lower. So basically it's up to you if you are going to be doing this part right here, which has to be quite thick, more towards your eye or outwards. Outwards will elongate your eye, but it will also make it droopier, so the whole face is going to be drooped down. Upwards might take up a little bit of your eye shape, but not if you go over it with eyeliner, kind of place your eyeliner in the right spot. But it will snatch your face like crazy because the shadow is the key here. Shadow is what is making the eye look complete, and it's what is actually correcting your face shape visually, not the eyeliner. Eyeliner only ruins it, and so unless you have this thick, matte and dark shadow underneath that suits you and makes your eye pop at least a little bit, and then don't bother going in with the eyeliner because you're only gonna make your eyes look visibly smaller and uglier, and overall like your whole entire face appear worse looking. So here I feel like I already blended this out, so I'm gonna dip this finger into the bronzer and really blur this thing with my finger, because that really is warming up not only the eyeshadow but my concealer and powder underneath, and so it's all mixing in very well, and I keep going over it because the more layers you put, the higher the chance that the eyeshadow will actually stay, because it does fade out sometimes, depends on which eyeshadow you're using. The Morphe shadows are the cheapest one that I can find and think of, that are very long lasting. They grip onto your eye and they just don't go anywhere. They have pigment, they're comfortable to work with, very beginner friendly, and in general even professional makeup artists use them too, because they're very convenient and they are very lightweight, so they will not be like some very expensive shadows that bring out all the wrinkles underneath. For some reason it's just you put on the eyeshadow, it's like a bad face powder. No, like all of a sudden you can see all your wrinkles. That's not what these do. Now here what I'm doing underneath is I'm trying to avoid having to put too much mascara on. So here it's tricky because you're kind of trying to leave it white, but here we're going to correct it with the pencil right now, so don't worry. I'm gonna take a little bit of very warm brown eyeshadow, the one that I took before, even with a slight touch of orange, burnt orange. So this is what it comes out like. It's even warmer than my bronzer, as you can see. This I'm going to put right next to my eye in the center, because see, it will make my eye color pop, because it's literally the opposite of my eye color. My eye color is light and cool toned. This one is dark and warm toned. So my eyes are like aquamarine. What's the contrary of aquamarine? It's kind of like a red, right? So orange, and on top we're gonna put some red. Ruby red, but just warm toned is perfect for me. I'm gonna bring this down. Now I'm exaggerating because here I clearly have much less of it, but there is still something, and since it was night time again, can hardly tell. Okay. Now this is also covering all of my fine lines. You can't even tell that they're there. I mean, if I paint over them and into them, you won't really be able to see them. So that's perfect. So here we're creating contrast with the eye color, which is what you want to bring out your own eye color, make it really pop. And we're creating the shadow that is covering up fine lines, which I don't really have, but still. And it's visibly enlarging our eye. Now the goal is to bring it a little bit outwards. This is looking very dramatic right now, so I'm going very light-handed. Now I'm taking this brush, dipping into my bronzer again, and with this brush I'm gonna just try to blend it into my skin really nicely, going over that same path that we did at the beginning when I was showing you the trick and explaining why it actually works. Now here we already did a lot. Now let me just take this shadow right here, which is a warm toned, but it looks like a ruby red. It is warm toned though. It looks perfect on me. So what I like to do is I take a fluffy brush and I put a little bit on, and I define my crease. Since this is very fluffy, it's very undetectable, but it goes in contrast with my eye color very well and effectively. Blends into my skin tone as well, because obviously having a purple undertone, you can imagine that I have blue veins underneath all of this concealer. If you want to watch part 1 where you see me without makeup at all, like completely without any base, at the beginning of the video, you can. It's linked down below. But you'll see that I have kind of this color veins on my eyelid because I have thin skin as well. And yeah, it fades into kind of reddish, but I don't really get red, so I'm very happy, very lucky with that actually. And this one has shimmers in it, so we're only keeping it on top, and since it has a bit of shimmer, but eyeshadow with shimmer, it's not like your usual highlighter, it's not that blinding. It helps just to blend your matte eyeshadow into your skin, which the skin naturally, it has some shine to it. It's mostly matte, but it's more like velvet finish is the closest. And here, since it has a bit of sparkle and reflects light, and I have highlighter right under my eyebrow right here, as you can see, because I like this part of my face to really shine bright. Actually, let me add some more. This one has no sparkles in it, even though I think I did put some sparkles. Just with the hand, this is the Miss Mercury highlighter by R.E.M Beauty. Just a tiny touch, and you can see that it gives a crazy glow, and since it's matching my skin tone perfectly, it's already doing its job. But now it's too low, as you can see, so we want to blend it in again, because otherwise we did all that eyeshadow work for nothing. So I'm drinking coffee again. My lips have dried, but when they become super dry, they become a little sticky with this lipstick. So I take the Diamond Bomb by Fenty Beauty and I rub it a little bit against my lips, especially on the part where it's sticky, right here in the center. See how it's reflecting light? Here you can really appreciate the sparkles. They're going on my eyes as well. But this is not sticky at all, but it will stick to the stickiness of the lipstick. And once I go over with the final layer of the lipstick, this will create a nice beautiful shine from within. So it's gonna make the lipstick even more shiny. And I love that. And you might be wondering, what are we gonna do about this whole like darkness on the eyes? It's very simple. There's another product by Haus by Lady Gaga, which is amazing, and it's these eye pencils, which I am sure you can use as lip pencils as well. No wonder why she came out with so many different colors. I cleaned my hands real good, except this finger now, whatever. So I'm gonna take a powder puff just in case, hold my eyes like this, and these dry down completely. So even if you cry or you rub your eyes, once they are dry, they're not going anywhere. So if you're trying to get the look of crying eyes or something once you actually cry, if you, for example, are using a black pencil instead of a white one here in the waterline, then don't count on it if you're using her pencil, because this one will not come off at all. I'm looking in the monitor, using it as my mirror, so excuse me if I'm not looking in the camera, as here I have to slightly close my eyes to avoid me crying. But actually this, what gets this pencil going, and this one is in the lightest shade, white basically. White she only has matte, the lightest one with shimmers is kinda silver and it's a little dark. So what I'm doing is I'm putting it all over my lower lash line, and I'm continuing like at the same angle at which you will do the eyeliner fling up here, the wing. I do first with the white underneath, and this helps a lot because once it dries down you can just clean up the excess of mascara. The mascara, once it dries, it tends to sit in this corner of the eye a lot, and it makes your eyes very droopy visibly, so you have to take a Q-tip and clean it up. But once this will be dry, that's why I'm using it now, actually dry a little bit this watery eye, which is already red, but it's fine, because once everything dries I can put eye drops in my eyes and nothing will change about my makeup, literally. Even my mascara, the one that I'm using, is waterproof, so who cares. Now, inner corner, I'm just gonna start with this white because it's really the brightest thing that you can possibly put here. Even on camera it's showing up. And then until the middle of my eye, I'm gonna bring it along the lash line. Because this part, for me personally, I really need to bring it more forward and this part backwards. So this is darker and this is lighter, this is matte and this is shiny. I'm gonna put shimmers on top. So let me just do this thing correctly, make sure that I've applied enough. And here in the inner corner, if you start drawing from outwards to inwards, you're actually gonna be able to do it. If you do the other way around, like from inwards to outwards, it just doesn't do it for some reason whenever you're drawing eyeliner here. So from outwards to inwards, drawing kind of like, it's not really visible, but it will be, as you can see, makes the eyes look really beautiful. And I'm not sure if I did just as much of a bottom shadow here, but from what I can see, there's definitely a shadow here. From the eye, there's definitely a shadow. It wasn't as huge as right now, but still, every time that I powder my face, this will fade more and more, the underneath the eyes, so I don't mind like exaggerating a little bit. Now you see how it's sliding on nicely. You really want to bring it upwards and really correct the shape of the eye like this. Now we're really bringing the dimension back into the face and highlighting all the spots that we like. Now along the lower lash line, so way outside of the waterline, I'm continuing this white pencil. This makes your eyes look visibly so much larger because you're basically continuing the white of the eye, which right now is red on this eye, but still, once the eyes calm down and become white again, because now they're irritated from all the powder that went in them, inevitably, you know, this will make my eyes look huge. And I'm gonna be using also the black pencil and the silver pencil as well. Let me just show you how. So here we really need a really thick layer. You can even see my lower lash line, lower lashes, I'm sorry, because they're being coated in white now. Here the inner corner, really bring it more closer to the nose, because you really want to make it like, it's gonna make your eyes look longer visually, and it's also gonna make them look larger visually. And here, imagine that you're doing the cut crease, except a little bit higher than your actual crease. Outline the shape. I'm pretty sure you can see that. Now look at the difference. This eye, plus if we do the eyeliner, which I'm gonna do for you right now, this eyeliner is just an Italian brand. It says that it lasts 16 hours. It's a good eyeliner pen. I mean, pick the one that you like the most. Now, look at how much this eye deviates from this one, and how smaller my eyes started to look right after I put some eyeliner here. This is why we don't wait for it to dry. We actually smudge it with that same eyeshadow brush. First, I wanna draw it a little bit more outwards. Using the very tip of the liner to make the most precise kind of line. And just because you're going to smudge it doesn't mean that you can just do whatever you want with it. You still want it to be very sharp, especially at the tip. So once you do it, you won't really be able to smudge it quite as much, but blending it into your shadow, like the top of the eyeliner, it's a really great idea, because the whole idea of this is that the really bottom of the eyeliner stays where you put it. Basically, you don't smudge it, you smudge the top. This way it fades very nicely into your eye. And here clearly needed to make it a bit more towards here. And then the really bottom of the liner, kind of like from here to here, make it a little bit more black. So you're basically drawing another wing on top of this wing, which is already kind of grayish looking thanks to the eyeshadow blending. Now I'm sorry, but my hands are very shaky today, so I wasn't able to really get that perfect shape, but still, it's not that bad. Let me get a face color of eyeshadow and clean it up a little bit here with a fluffy brush. Now look at the difference between the two eyes. Which one looks larger to you? Now let me show you this high pigment eyeshadow in the shade 38 by Kiko Milano. So this one right here, I'm gonna take a large concealer brush. This one right here. It's shimmery and it has a baby blue reflex to it, but it's the whitest white and it's very, very pigmented. So I'll take and I'll just continue from that pencil that I just drew, that white pencil, and kind of like cut the crease again until the middle of the eye and then just upwards towards the corner of the eyebrow. And following that shape of the pencil, this is so pigmented that you can cut your crease with it, as you can see, goes over the top of everything and covers completely. This is what I really like about it. Has a bit of a creamy consistency, so it's really, really easy to use, and it's a single shadow, so you just choose the color that you like most. Now, look at this difference. It's huge. On top, to make it even whiter, I'm taking the Fenty Beauty highlighter and I'm taking these shimmers and really make it sparkle like crazy. Plus your finger will blend the eyeshadow even smoother and it will just look as if it's a perfect diamond instead of your eyelid. It's really cool and cute. I really love the way that it comes out at the end and then a little bit into the brow bone. And even a little bit right here at the center. It shines. Now it's pretty similar to this eye, as you can see. All that's really missing here is a bit more powder here to remove this, but again, there was more makeup involved. False lashes and mascara. But now, a trick with mascara is that I take this black pencil, make sure it's like working, and I'm gonna take and basically draw some lashes, lower lashes, by placing some dots in between the white and the brown right here, where my own lashes, they don't go just as far, but kind of extending the length, and only painting the tips will create the illusion that your eyelashes are growing not out of here, but out of here, which makes your eye visibly much larger from far away. And I'm not doing this with the eyeliner because it's much harder This, I mean, it's a pencil, it's so innocent, but the eyeliner, it's like you make a wrong stroke and it's really hard to remove. So, plus the pencil you can still remove while it's drying. The easiest way to do it is to just create a line, kind of like a dotted line here, creating a full slash line. Now it's looking even more similar to this. I'm gonna take a bit more of that white right here, because I feel like it's not enough. Go over it. You see, now it's really starting to show how it shines. Correct the eyeliner shape right here a little bit. Smudge it a little. And here, really on top of all that black, it's gonna look like your natural skin. Of course, if your skin is darker, then pick a shade that will suit you better. But for any light skin tone, light fair, whatever, the white pencil is ideal. Now just look at the difference for a second between the two eyes. Look, how much larger does this one look in comparison to the other one? Because obviously the white is what's helping it to look this large. And it's looking much more natural, as if there's less makeup on this eye, doesn't it? Plus with the lashes it's going to be perfect. So now I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye and apply my mascara, then lashes. I obviously curl my lashes, apply mascara, then apply lashes, just half lashes here so that they're undetectable. These ones right here from Amazon, super cheap. I have them pre-cut already. See, so just take this half lash and place it in here, but it makes your eyes look visibly larger. They are completely undetectable. They make your eyes more upturned, blend in with your mascara seamlessly, really, and they're perfect. Like basically, the lash itself, you see that it starts short, ends short, and it's longer in the middle. What I do is I just take and cut the lash in half, and then use one side on this side and this side on this eye, with the longer part obviously facing outwards. And it makes a whole world of difference, because the way that natural lashes grow, kind of like this, the longest part is in the center, and you really want that longest part to be in the outer corner for this type of look, so that it elevates the eye much more, because naturally the lashes grow longest right here. So if you have your longest lashes here, it must mean that your eyes are upturned naturally, which they are, but nobody notices until I use this trick with the false lashes. So I'm gonna do this, speed the whole video up because it's already getting long, and I'll be right back to really show you the final result, and we'll compare it to the picture and see how well I did. Of course, I'm not even gonna bother curling my hair right now, because I'm putting on a wig right afterwards to film my astrology videos. By the way, subscribe to my other two YouTube channels. One is about astrology in Russian though, because there's more demand for it in Russian. And the other one is meditation music. I title my videos in English, but it's just music, and it's scientifically proven that it's good for your health. So please do that, and it'll make me very happy, and you might also improve your health thanks to this wonderful music that honestly for me it's lifesaver. So I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. You can watch or you can just skip to see the final result. Let's see, let's continue. So this time I picked out some very small lashes, because basically when you cut this lash in half, one half will be slightly larger, longer than the other one. So I cut two of them, and the two smaller parts I reserve for occasions like these, like when I'm making videos, because I don't really care how it looks. Actually, the smaller the better in the video, because they're really easily detectable to the eye. Whereas the longer ones are better for real life, because they blend in with my lashes a little better, a little more naturally. They're obviously more detectable to the eye, but somehow in real life it makes a better impression. Maybe because your natural lashes are like, I don't know, like they don't really get that much longer at the end, like at the outer corner of your eye. But it's kind of the same thing. The difference is very, very minimal, almost undetectable. So I hope that this recreates the look. We're going to compare it, obviously. In the meantime, I have to wait for these false lashes to fully dry in order for me to go in with another layer of mascara to really blend them in, because this way I can apply mascara onto the false lashes themselves, and it's perfect because this way it really looks like it's my own lashes. Once the mascara goes on top of the false lashes, it really blends seamlessly. So that's what I'm going to do right now, and we'll see the final result, how it compares. Please disregard my hair, because obviously my hair style affects a lot the way that I look, and if I'm not going to style it, of course it's not going to be the same as the picture, but the makeup is, trust me on this one. I'm also going to reapply one more layer of lipstick to really make it a little bit even like more on there, but a very thin one, like the thinnest possible, squeezing out like the tiniest bit of lipstick into the outer corners of my lips to really give dimension to the lip again. And I think we're done at this point, really. So the lips aren't sticky at all. Let me put some eye drops in my eyes to really make sure that the redness goes away. I'm really squeezing out the last little bits, and I feel like it's already working a little bit. I'll let a couple more minutes go by, and then we'll really do our final thoughts. Just style my hair just to look a little bit more like I did in the picture here. And by the way, the lips, now that they have dried, they're not sticky at all. I almost don't feel anything on my lips. Look at how they shine, especially thanks to those shimmers that I put in them. Such a beauty, so juicy, so like diamonds, so like rubies. So beautiful, I love it. Let's see if it's transfer proof or not. If it's fully dried, then it must be, right? Yeah, just a little bit here, the parts that have not fully dried yet. But yeah, whatever. And the best part is that if you eat, this thing is not coming off your lips. Like, it doesn't matter what you do, even if you rub olive oil on your lips. This thing will take like 10 minutes of rubbing olive oil on your lips for it to fully come off. Well, I did it before, so I know. So if you really want something that will stay on your lips and it will stay where you place it, Haus Labs is the way to go. Plus these beautiful eye pencils. Look at the shine. Like nothing stays in my waterline, and it's so painful to put eyeshadow in your waterline because the powder gets in your eyes and they become all red. These are perfect. Plus the shimmer shade, which I just accidentally dropped. It's perfect. Look at it. Like, it's so shimmery, even though it's a bit darker than I wish it was because it's a bit silver. Still, it blends in because with the white background, if you just put a thin layer of silver on top, it's perfect. Plus, the white is so full coverage and it's much easier to produce the white shades. Plus, they have a brush at the end, like a nice little stiff brush to smudge. I don't really use it because I feel like I don't need to smudge, but if you wanted to, you could. That really helps many people with their eyeliner skills at the beginning. But I mean, even from up close, you can't really tell if these are false lashes or not, at least on this side. This is a bit too long, like you can tell it's false lashes. You just can't tell that they're in there. I hope. It's really hard to see. Let me see in the mirror. So the monitor is there. Oh, well. Maybe with a touch more mascara, it would blend perfectly, but anyway, who cares? This side is looking perfect. Lips are sexy and juicy. Let me just apply a little more, just in case. I mean, I guess I did recreate this look after all. Look at me. I mean, it's there. I exaggerated with the wing a little bit because obviously I was trying to look a little bit more conservative here and less conservative now. But overall, considering it was nighttime and you cannot really see all the shades of red that I put in there, because I for sure did, because that's the way that it's supposed to be in my vision, and this is my makeup, I came up with it. So yeah, the shimmers, the sparkles, clearly I added more under my brows here, but overall the lips are there. They look lighter in the picture for some reason, but I mean, it's there. The picture is there. I'm here. This was over a month ago, by the way, so it's good memory skills to be able to recreate it even. By the way, this makeup, I feel like it suits me so much, even though my hair is not styled at all, but still, like, I look great. I like the way I look. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to this channel and of course to my other two channels, especially if you're interested in astrology. Let me know if the background that I have going on is nice, or it's distracting you, or do you like it? Because I'm filming against a blank wall like it's just one color, so that might be boring to watch for a long time, but let me know if you like it, and any other comments that you might have. Please share my videos everywhere that you possibly can, as it really elevates and supports the growth of my channel. Like my videos and subscribe to this channel not to miss any of my future uploads. Check out in the link in the description down below. There's links to my Instagram, TikTok and other interesting links for you. Thank you very much for watching. Again, I truly hope you enjoyed this nice look and learned something from my advices here. I'll see you soon in the next videos. Bye!